stuff here, you guys. We'll see 2 lines. Peppermint and Will. 'Tis the season, baby. Good morning. Oh. It's time for you to get up. Yes, it's time for you to get up. Yes, it's time. You ready to have a good day? I know you're so excited, but you still can't get up, girl. Oh, Big, you're so tired, girl. You ready to get up? I know. I don't want to start my week either. It's Monday. Let's go. Come on, girl. Oh! Yay! And Will. 'Tis the season, baby. Maple turkey breakfast sausages just to get something in my stomach before I have coffee. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to like make a whole thing, but sometimes I'm in a little bit of a time crunch, so I just have a little protein. I just pop these in the microwave. Girls, we are gonna spend the day together. It's actually a girls' day today. Nash is on shift. He's officially a fireman, so he is away. He left this morning at like 5 in the morning, and he won't be coming home until probably like between 6 to 7 tomorrow morning. So it's a girls' day, and I thought, what better way to spend a girls' day than with my girls? We did wake up a little late this morning because Nash woke us up at 3:50. He was so excited and a little anxious that he woke up early, and he woke us up early. So yeah, that was good, but I'm glad that I was able to be there for him. I'll wake up early for him any day, it doesn't matter. And I knew that he was like nervous and anxious last night, so I expected an early wake up call, but then we fell back asleep and didn't get up. We usually get up around 6:30. We did not get up until 7:30, which honestly was so needed. Obviously, as you know, Gemma can sleep in for like, she could sleep all day long. She could sleep in until maybe like 9 or 10 in the morning, but we are still gonna go about our day as regularly scheduled programming. I kind of I revamped our upstairs gym to make it really cozy and warm and vibey now that the weather is so cold. And so we're gonna hit a little workout. I rewrote some programming that I've been testing out for the past couple weeks. I've been really, really liking it. I think I'm gonna program it for my fitness app girlies. And we're gonna start the morning off with some movement. Are you ready? I guess you could say this is kind of like the revamp gym. I just made it a little bit more snuggly with candles and lights and stuff. I mean, it's really bright in here. But if I come in here earlier, which I usually do, it's like very moody and the vibes are set. Breakfast this morning is some protein pancakes from Simple Mills. Love these pancakes. They're gluten-free. They're like with almond flour. I put some almond butter on it for some healthy fats, any kind of nut butter, healthy fats, some maple syrup, 100% maple syrup, no sugar-free, nothing. We just doing the raw stuff. And then just 2 eggs, super yummy. Nash just had his first call as a fireman. So exciting. Oh my gosh, he's been, in this industry for a while, and he's worked, done volunteering before at a fire department. He has done ride-along, so it's not his first time being, essentially a literal first responder on the scene, but he worked in the hospital in the ER for about 2.5 years. But he is now officially a fireman, just finished the fire academy, which is so exciting. And he just had his first call. It was a med call, which I feel like a lot of people don't really understand or realize, and I didn't years and years ago before we got into this whole entire thing, that 90% of what firemen do is actually like medical calls, like, oh God, cardiac arrest, asthma, any kind of like allergic reaction. If you are, if anybody fainted, lift assist, if somebody like fell down and they can't get up, like it's a lot of medical stuff, taking vitals, depending on your, the department that whoever your firefighter friend works for, whether they transport to the hospital or not. Depends. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It really is all dependent, but they do fight fires, of course, but they don't get fires very often. You know what I mean? Depending, of course, where you're at geographically. But they're actually doing a lot of the medical stuff, which a lot of people don't realize. So he just had his first medical call and he took some vitals, which is really exciting. I cannot believe it. Like, it's just crazy how he's a fireman, and it's been a lifelong dream of his, and it's here. Yeah, we had a nice little workout this morning. I have a gym membership locally to a gym here, and anytime I want to get out of the house, I do love going there, but I've really been getting in the groove of like home workouts. Sometimes it's really hard to do an at-home workout and stay motivated for it, but making it cozier with like candles and mood lighting really helped a lot. And also putting the TV in there was great because I've been watching just like Twilight. I'll put Twilight on while I like walk on my walking pad or cycle or, do a workout or whatever. So I make it vibey and I make it moody, but sometimes it's like hard, even though you just walk right upstairs and the weights are there. Sometimes it makes it harder than actually like going to the gym, but we've been getting into a new groove. You guys, I have to admit something. I'm so embarrassed, but my posture is horrible, and I definitely have started to develop tech neck for sure, which is basically when your like head like comes forward and you're kind of like hunched over because you're so used to like staring down at your phone or whatever. And I do a lot of work on my phone, and sometimes I just sit in the couch and I'm just like rotting away there doing work, editing videos, or even just doom scrolling or whatever. And I definitely recognizing that my posture is horrible. So what I'm doing now with my programming is I'm really, really focusing in on strengthening all of the little muscles just in my upper body, and honestly in my whole body, but especially in my upper body, to strengthen my back, strengthen my shoulders, and get better posture. So this is the programming that I'm doing. It's kind of like a all-around programming, but it has like a little emphasis in posture, which has been honestly so great. I've been doing it for like a couple weeks now, and I am recognizing the changes for sure. I can just feel it when I'm sitting down, and also I'm just like now more aware of my posture, whereas before I kind of like ignored it a little bit and I just like didn't pay attention to it. But now I'm like strengthening the muscles. I'm finding myself like pulling my back more, and all the different things. So anyways, really good workout today. Okay, wait, really quickly. My number one recommended product for the holiday season to give or receive is the Ember mug. This is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money, and if you follow me on any of my socials, I have not been able to shut up about this. I recommend this 10 times over. So basically, this is a coffee mug that keeps your hot liquids hot. So I use it for coffee. You can also use it for tea. It's all ran through an app where you control the temperature. It charges on a little saucer pan. There is a cord that plugs into the saucer pan, so it's not like wireless or anything, but I just charge it every night. I put it on the little saucer pan at night. It charges, and I would say, oh my God, I was like, what the fuck is that beeping noise? I forgot that I put something in the dryer. I was like, no, something's happening. It's like the end of, when you hear those hybrid cars that are backing up and it has this like, it sounds like a bunch of angels singing, and it's like you're gonna be taken off into, finally you're gonna get taken by the aliens, thank God, get me out of here. But anyways, Ember mug for the moms, for the teachers, for anybody who works from home. Now just hear me out. You're like, oh, I'm an iced coffee girl. I'm an iced, no, I was too. I was too. And the reason, and I also inhaled my iced coffee. Like I literally drink it like water and it's gone like that. And then I have a caffeine rush and then a crash. But I now, cause I love warm coffee in the winter, especially when it's freezing cold. Like having a warm cup of joe is amazing. But having a warm cup of joe that then gets lukewarm and then cold in like 30 minutes is not amazing. So even with an insulated mug, this keeps your shit hot. And it's so, I've been drinking it for an hour and a half and it's amazing. And it still tastes fresh and it's hot. It's not warm, it's hot. I can control the temperature on the app. I'm now able to like enjoy my coffee. It's like the whole experience is so much better. And I'm not like chugging my coffee, which I used to do and it was not good at all. So anyways, this is the top #1 product I recommend. Yes, it's expensive. It's expensive for a mug, but it's a great, it's like, that's why it's such a great gift to give to somebody who's like you worth spending the money on, because this is like it's got a little bit of a price tag to it. So it's like, hey, listen, I'm getting you a mug, but it's not just a mug. This is enough to be like, I spent some good money on you. Does that make sense? Okay, I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I need to get ready. Okay, do you want to see a party trick? These are all my prenatals. There's 8 of them, which I know people are like, that's so crazy. Whatever. You know what? You can split it up. I started out when I was taking these prenatals, 8 is the serving size. I started out with 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch for like 2 weeks. And then I did 4 and 4. And now I just take 8 down the hatch. Here we go. One got stuck there for a second, but we fought through. And that's it. I could probably take, that's 8. I could probably take like 12 at a time. Just straight down the hatch. Really super easy. I'm so obsessed with it, from Target. These sheets are like flannel sheets and they're dark, and we've never slept with darker sheets before. Total game changer. I feel so safe and snuggly and warm. And we use flannel sheets all around. We use like white flannel sheets before. Oh my God, I love the dark sheets. And then I also got a quilt. This is from Target. Threshold, which is the brand that I love at Target, had like a 30% off sale, and I was like, so amazing, because shit like this is like expensive. These were 30% off, and I was like, ka-chow. Anyways, and then this is from At Home. I got this like 2 years ago. And then this comforter is also from Target as well. These like Shams, Target. All of this is Target. Even these pillows, we don't sleep with them. We sleep with the cervical pillows, which are from Amazon with silk pillowcases. Anyways, this is turning into like a bad haul. And then we also got a new bed frame. Isn't she gorgeous? I love it. But I'm trying to figure out how to make the bed, because I want to try to make it in like a different way than what we did before. And I don't know, I'm kind of struggling with how I want to make it. I need to look up videos, but for now, this is kind of like all that we have. Remember those 3 giant pillows that I have? I have them over there, but I don't. The dark green that I had before, the Shams, they do not match this green. This is not as dark of a green as that. That's more of like a, I don't know, like a hunter green. I feel like this is more of like a forest green, you know? Like, who knew that there were so many different colored greens and whites and whatever. But anyways, long story short, I definitely feel like I need bigger pillows, and I think you're supposed to put them behind. I don't know, I have to like look it up. And then I started to look it up and I'm like, why is bed stuff so complicated? Like, what's happening? This is Sabrina Carpenter's new perfume. I was sent it, Sweet Tooth. It actually fucking smells good. The other ones are okay, but this one is like, it's sweet, but it's really light and fresh and airy, and it kind of has that like cotton fresh scent to it, which I love. It's like a sweet, clean, fresh scent, and I honestly am obsessed with it. The wear is not great. It doesn't last like super long, but it's a cutesy little perfume. Okay, I want to show you guys how I sync my Aura Ring every morning. I have not checked my sleep score yet. So this is what the app looks like. It was just updated. It's all new, which I really like the update. Some people don't. So it's waiting for my sleep data. You can see it's updating and uploading up there. I'm on cycle day 19. Whoop, whoop. So I'm going to be feeling real good real soon. Okay, here we go. Time for a pause. My readiness score is 86. My sleep is 90. My readiness scores have been really low. I feel like my body is almost trying to fight something off, but we are holding on for dear life. So anyways, we've got the sleep. I always check my sleep. I'm like, okay, cool. Total sleep, 8 hours and 44 minutes. Sleep efficiency, 90. I'm always checking what that looked like. I was awake a lot last night. Look at how many times I was awake throughout the night. Not very good. But I did get a lot of REM sleep, over 2 hours, which is great. Then usually I will type in and see, and I will open my Natural Cycles app here. I'm like out of breath. What's happening? And here we go. We confirmed ovulation, which totally makes sense. I'll show you guys in a second. But it gave me a green day, which means that I am not fertile. We can also take a peek at my temperature. Hello. You could see that spike right there and confirmed ovulation. I had positive LH tests here. I had a spike. I think I have to look at my LH test, but I had a spike in LH around day 16. And then I ovulated within the next day or two, which makes sense. And then you see that spike in elevation. Once you ovulate, you'll see an LH spike before you ovulate. When you see that LH spike, that means you're going to ovulate in the next 12 to 24, maybe 36 hours. So the window is very short where your egg has dropped and it's viable. It's only viable for about 24 hours. The egg is there. She's ripe. She's ready to go. If you are not pregnant, then you'll see a spike in your temperature, even if you end up fooling around during this time. Who knows? But anyways, if you're not pregnant, you start your period. If you do, then you don't start your period. But you see that temperature spike, that confirms. You'll see a temperature spike after you ovulate, which confirms ovulation. If that kind of makes sense. And then your temp will spike and it will stay risen until you start your period. And then when you start your period, boom, you will see a drop in temperature. And then it slowly rises there. So here we go. Kind of cool stuff here, you guys. Here's my calendar. My predicted calendar on Natural Cycles. These are my 2 LH tests here that were positive right here. And then there's ovulation. So yeah, kind of cool. Here's my predicted period right on Black Friday. Wonderful. Love that for me. And then here's the future predictions. Here's my past cycles. Kind of cool. So anyways, such a fun little app. We love it. Speaking of ovulation, I want to have an in-depth chat about how to track ovulation. Whether you are planning or preventing pregnancy, tracking your ovulation is not only honestly really fun, it's like a little science experiment every single month. It is so important. Of course, if you're wanting to plan pregnancy, you want to track when you're ovulating so you know when the egg is dropped, you know when you are at your ripest, so then you and your fella can get to work, okay? And also, if you are preventing pregnancy, like I have been for the past 4.5+ years with Natural Cycles, I still track my ovulation. I have since the beginning. Well, since I learned what ovulation was. You guys know when I started tracking my cycle, I knew nothing. But once I realized what ovulation was and realizing like, oh my God, I need to track this, I've been tracking it every single month, even though I am preventing pregnancy at this point. So then I know when to abstain or when to be very, very careful and use extra protection during this time. So let's just talk about it more broadly. Ovulation. It happens at the midpoint in our cycle. Day 1 is when we start our period, and then halfway through our cycle, we are going to ovulate. It is the only time of the month that you can get pregnant. You can only get pregnant if you ovulate, and it is once per cycle, I should say, not month. Once per cycle, you will ovulate. However, there are nuances, of course. I will always say the nuances. Number 1, we do not ovulate on the same day every single month. We could ovulate earlier, we can ovulate later. We don't know. We just don't know. It's this fun little life that we live. And 2, sperm can live inside of you for 3 to 5 days. So your fertile window is about 5 to 7 days long. However, when you ovulate, it is only about a 24-hour period that the egg drops and is ripe and it is ready to go. Like after that, she's dissolving, she's out of here, and then if you don't get pregnant, you start your period. And of course, if sperm meets egg during this time and you do get pregnant, you miss your period. That's kind of like the first telltale sign. So with tracking for ovulation, this is what happens with your body. I'm going to make this very, very broad. Of course, it gets way more scientific than this, but your brain and your girly parts down here, they're connected. There's something called a pituitary gland in your brain, and it releases what is called a luteinizing hormone, LH, right before you're going to ovulate. So when you're on hormonal birth control, you know how people say like, oh, it shuts off, your brain, it shuts off your natural hormones from communicating with the rest of your body. So it shuts off that pituitary gland saying like, hey, the luteinizing hormone, we're not going to release it this month. When you're on hormonal birth control, that's what it shuts off essentially. So then you don't ovulate. But when you're off of hormonal birth control, then the pituitary, your mind and body is connected. They're communicating all of the time. And she says, hey, time to release the luteinizing hormone, time to get going, let's get pregnant. And I feel like, at the Inside Out, that movie, I feel like there's a part of like our brain where the girly hormones are like, okay, girls, this is the month. This is the time. We're going to get pregnant this month. And of course it like never happens. And they're always bummed out. And they're like, we are going to strike you down with your luteal phase. We're going to give you an extra rough one this month. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, the luteinizing hormone is going to release. And that is where these testing strips come in. These test for the luteinizing hormone. I will open this up. I get these off of Amazon. These are from Wandfo. It's like, I get like 200 test strips for like, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks. I haven't repurchased ovulation test strips in a while because they last for so long. This is what it looks like. It's kind of like it's really fun. It's a little science experiment. So what's going to happen is you can either pee in a cup, or if you're lucky enough to have a straight stream, I don't know why, but like my stream down there goes in all different fucking directions. You can pee in a cup, or if you can catch it on the stream, you're gonna dip it up to this line right here in your own pee. What's gonna happen, and then you're gonna lay it flat for a couple minutes. What's gonna happen is you are going to see 2 lines. Hold on, let me grab a test strip. I'm also gonna put a picture up here of the test that I do. I usually test for a couple days prior to ovulation. My Natural Cycles app will prompt me when to test. It will say, hey, looks like you're ovulating soon, time to take LH test. And I always do anytime my Natural Cycles app gives me that notification. So you will see 2 lines. You guys see 2 lines? So this right here is actually a negative test, and I'm gonna explain why, and I'm gonna show you a positive test. So this is the first day that I was prompted to take a test. So you see the control line right there is closer here. It's very dark. The test line there is faint. You want to have a test line, let me show you, that is this dark. You see how both of them? So your test line, in order for a positive LH test, has to be just as dark as the control line. Now let me compare the 2 here for you. Positive one's on the top, negative one is on the bottom. Do you guys see the difference? So the negative test, although on the bottom, it doesn't mean, it just means that it's a negative LH test, but it's still present. So LH is in your system. She's picking up, which is great. It's not a positive test. That would be a negative test. The positive test is that top one, and that's very important to know the difference. So usually when I'm prompted to test a couple days prior to ovulation, I will get test strips that look more faint. And I will keep testing until, boom, I see a harsh test. And you know what's so funny is that it shows up right away. Like that hard test line shows up immediately. I'm like, okay, yes. So when you all of a sudden see, you're like, oh my gosh, I just tested and now I have an LH spike. This is when it's at its peak. I usually test late morning and evening. I usually test twice a day because what happens, to me at least, is that when I test in the morning, usually I find myself having the positive LH test later in the evening, but I'll test in the morning. It'll be getting darker, but it's not as dark as that control line. And I'll test a couple hours later and it will be dark. So that's when the LH, when you're at your peak. When your LH spikes, that means in the next 24 to 36 hours, in the next day or two, you will be ovulating. So, what does this mean? If you are trying to get pregnant, then I think what they do suggest is that you should be getting freaky a couple days before and all the way up until ovulation, and even like a day after if you want to get freaky, go crazy, have a blast, have fun. Just do your thing, girl, okay? But if you are wanting to nail it a little bit more, then you could definitely be like, okay, I got a positive LH strip. Let's get down and freaky right now. Now, obviously, if you're not looking to get pregnant, this is the time that you want to abstain or use other forms of protection. Now, once you get the positive LH test, then again, you ovulate in the next 12 to 36-ish hours. Sometimes it goes a little bit further, but that's kind of that window. That's when that egg is dropping. That's when she is the ripest. That's when she is ready to go. The egg is only viable for about 24 hours, and then she dissolves, and if you don't get pregnant, you start your period. To confirm ovulation, the next step in this is a rise in your BBT. So like I was showing you in the previous video, you see that spike? So that confirmed ovulation. You will see a rise in your BBT after you ovulate. So just to go over the timeline, rise in LH, the LH spike prior to ovulation. So if you have a positive LH spike in the next 12 to 36 hours, that egg will travel down and she'll be ready to go. Then all of a sudden, to confirm ovulation, once you ovulate, she's down there, whatever, whether you're planning or preventing, it doesn't matter. Then all of a sudden, after you ovulate, to confirm ovulation, you will see a rise in your BBT. Your temperature will stay risen until you start your period, and it will drop off again. That is why we track with our BBT. Your BBT is your basal body temperature that you have to take every single morning, right when you wake up before you roll out of bed. Super, super important. You either take it manually with a basal thermometer, which if you use my code on Natural Cycles, you get a free one. It's Sophia NC is my Natural Cycles code. But that is why, if you don't want to manually measure, that's why I have my Oura Ring. Your Oura Ring tracks your temperature trends and it sends that data automatically over to Natural Cycles like I showed you guys in that previous video. So I don't have to manually measure. It's amazing. I love it. I manually measured for 2 years and I just did it because there was no other way. And then as soon as Oura Ring paired with Natural Cycles 3+ years ago, I have had this glued to my hand since then, okay? So that's kind of at a glance ovulation. But other fertile indicators that you must be aware of during this time is cervical mucus, okay? When at least I'm ovulating, it's like, how do I say it? It's kind of like a waterfall. It's like I feel like I'm peeing my pants and I'm not. That's when I know that is a sign of fertility. If you have cervical mucus coming out, could be clear, liquidy, maybe even a little bit sticky and white. That's a sign of fertility. So be aware and pay attention to that. Other things that might happen during this time is you might experience some cramping and bloating and possibly even some spotting from ovulation. Very faint spotting, very light spotting. That is actually called Mittelschmerz syndrome. You can look it up. I used to deal with that. I used to have really bad ovulation pain, really bad cramping and bloating. Sometimes I still get a little bit of like an upset belly and a little bit of bloating down there and I can just feel it. I don't know. I can feel when I'm ovulating. I'm very in tune with my body at this point. But cervical mucus, definitely. You can also measure your cervix. So your cervix changes like depths depending on where you're at in your cycle. Very minor, but still. I don't measure my cervix. I never have, and I've been completely fine with tracking, but that's also something that you can do as well. So those are other fertile indicators as well. So that's kind of it as a whole. Hopefully that makes sense. It can be a little bit complicated. It's hard to nail down like the exact moment when you are ovulating. I don't think that's really quite possible, but you can get pretty dang close. So yeah, hopefully that clarified what tracking your ovulation is like. Okay, now we're gonna work off to work. Last week was a very crazy work week. I was at my desk for like 5 to 6 hours a day, which I know a lot of my girlies who are 9 to 5 girlies, you're like, girl, that is my everyday. I totally get it. But it differs with what I do with my job, with owning a business and stuff. Some weeks I have a little bit more free time and I have less desk work to do. And some weeks I have a lot to do on my desktop. And last week was one of those weeks. But today, not so much. I'm going to be checking emails, checking in with my team, checking in with my group coaching girlies, trying to get a post up for our community page at Align Her Wellness. Then I have a meeting in a couple hours with a brand that I'm working with. I've been working with Apple Books, which has been just the coolest experience. And also Reese's book club, Reese Witherspoon's book club. So I have a meeting with them for our December collab, which I'm really looking forward to. There's a new feature coming out on Apple Books. I used to be a Kindle girly through and through, but I love Apple Books actually so much more. There are so many more features, and also there's no subscription, so you just buy the books one-off, which is nice because sometimes with a subscription, I felt like I don't know, I just felt kind of pressured, like I had to read, and I felt like some months if I'm not reading as much, then I'm just like paying for a subscription when I don't really need it. So with Apple Books, with it being subscription free, it just, you know, you don't have to have that pressure. And also I read on my iPhone. I will put the audiobook like in my car on Apple CarPlay. It's super easy. Instead of paying for Audible and Kindle Unlimited, it kind of is like wrapped into one app and one thing, which I love. So anyways, I'm meeting with them later, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to check over a few things and I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. Love you. Okay, I wanted to give you guys a little update. Time has flown. It's already 1:30. I'm about to hop on my call with Apple, but I just got off a call with my manager, Mike. We're just chatting it up. So fun. He's kind of like a friend that became my manager years and years ago. But I have been working on a post on, we love Canva here. We're big Canva people. So I'm trying to figure out, it's so hard to just start with the blank screen, but I'm doing a little post for our one-on-one coaching for Align Her Wellness. Also, I recorded a TikTok about how to track ovulation, and sometimes TikToks take me like 5 minutes to record. I get them up. Sometimes they take me a while. And when I'm talking about really important information, such as like tracking your cycle, I have to make sure that I like say everything correctly. So I'm a little bit more anal about it. So that took me kind of a while to do, but I did get that uploaded, which is wonderful. And then sat outside and chatted with my mom for a little bit, but I am hungry and I definitely need some lunch for sure. So before my call, which is in just a few minutes, actually, here's Gemma, hold on. Hi, baby. Are you sleeping, girl? She's not gonna want to get up, but don't judge me. I sometimes get Whole Foods delivered to my house. I know that sounds exactly how it sounds. There is no working around that, but I love it because it just shows up right at my front doorstep. Right there, just a few items. It's our, hold on, I'm like trying to talk to you and also grab these groceries. Our Whole Foods that's closest to us is about like 15-20 minutes away, and I love to go in the morning, and if I cannot go in the morning but I need groceries, then I will just order and it delivers within like a couple hours, which is so nice. I've never been able to do this before besides like living in this place, and I love doing it. Anyways, how's your guys' day going? We're back up here. We're about to hop into our meeting with Apple, which I'm really excited for. And then after we are going to, oh wait, I have to sneeze. Hold on, look into the light. Ooh, wow. That was like quite a buildup. God, that felt good. I hate when I get those tingles and then I don't end up sneezing. Anyways, then we're gonna, after this meeting, we're gonna go eat because we finished up work for the day. We're gonna eat and then we're gonna reorganize because when you own a home, there's constant things that need to be done to the house. And I always usually slot in an hour or two to get some kind of housework done that needs to be done a couple times a week. Today is one of those days because it's a girl's day. Like, Nash is not coming home. We can do whatever the fuck we want, Gemma. Like, it's a party here tonight. So I'm actually really excited. The house stays so clean when he's not here. It's the fucking best. I love it. I'm gonna see him tomorrow anyways. So like, perfect. Have fun. You sleep over with your bros. I'm going to have a great night. I'm going to have great sleep. I'm really looking forward to it. But anyways, that's kind of on the agenda. I'm going to give you guys a little update on what books I'm reading to. This is going to be the best little evening ever. Okay, say hello to the girls.
Hello, besties.
Wait, show the fire rig. Show it. Let's see what's up. Woo woo. There it is. Nash is just FaceTiming me at work. So he's clocking in. But no, my day's been good. I'm YouTubing today, so we're doing that. Gemma had a 30-minute play date with Rocky. Rocky's, I have the video, I'm gonna send it to you. His whole entire head is basically now fitting under our fence. He dug so much that he almost is like under our fence. So she was
He can come through.
Yeah, eventually one of them is gonna go into each other's yard, or into our yard or theirs. But look at her, she's just so tired. Let me tell you right now, there is something about a motherfucking sandwich that never misses. It never misses. We've got a gorgeous thick cut sourdough piece of bread. This is the San Francisco sourdough from Whole Foods. Love it! Nice and sour, delicious. I am still majority gluten and dairy free. I've been introducing a lot of dairy. Not a lot. I don't eat that much dairy in general, but I've been introducing dairy. It's been totally fine. So far, sourdough bread is the only gluten that is pretty tolerable for me. We've got a gorgeous spread of some avocado oil mayo, another gorgeous spread of some avocado, put on a little bit of cracked salt, pink Himalayan salt. Then we've got some red onion, okay, delicious. And then we've got a shit ton of meat on the top. I'm not even showing it to you. And then I like to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on, just as a little finishing touch. And this is fucking it. It's amazing. Good protein, pretty good carbs. Sourdough is excellent. And we've got some healthy fats with my mouth is literally salivating, hello, with the little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and then the avocado. Those are healthy fats. And then some red onion, because red onion is good for the soul and good for you. So anyways, here we go. Cheers. Oh my God. This sourdough bread is so perfectly toasted. I can't, oh my God. Yep. Whatever. Oh my God. It's so good. So perfect. I will always have deli meat in my fridge for this instant, because it's a late lunch today. This is a perfect little in-between lunch and dinner. All is right in the world when you have a sandwich like fucking this. Look at, my head is big too. Look at this thing. Massive. That sandwich just gave me a second wind. That was literally the best sandwich I've ever had. I don't know if you can see me right now, but I feel amazing. Amazing. I'm about to make a cup of joe, and then I'm going to do some housework. Okay, I've got Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, whatever. That Mom Talk show on, obviously. The new season is out, and I gotta stay up on the pop culture. We're feeling really good right now. Just made myself a little coffee, and now we're gonna deep clean. Do a mini clean. Not a deep clean, but a mini deep clean on this kitchen. So let's get to work. take evenings very seriously here, and we take calming our central nervous system and powering down, especially during this time of the year. It is only like just about 5 o'clock and it's like pitch black outside. So creating vibes is really, really important. And the way we do that is through no overhead lights ever, lamps. Obviously we have a Christmas tree now. We've got the rechargeable sconces here. Our fireplace unfortunately is broken, but we are getting it replaced soon. So that will be even cozier vibes, right, Jimmy? I'm so excited because we have an angled fireplace, which I love, but it's really hard to figure out the feng shui of this room. We love this couch. It is a restoration hardware couch, but it is legit so deep. Here, let me actually show you how deep it is, okay? Mind you, I'm 5'8", okay? So I'm not a tiny girl. I've never been tiny in my whole life. This is how deep the couch is. It's so deep, so comfortable. Like, it is the most comfortable couch ever. It literally is like a twin bed. We've had so many people who stay over prefer to sleep on this because it is so comfortable and we love it. It just is too big for this room. We had it over there and then we were like, oh, let's just flip furniture. Why not? We're still trying to like play around with it. You know, life isn't that serious. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And after having it like this, although I do really like how it kind of separates the two spaces here, we ultimately decided to put this upstairs in my office. And then we just bought an L-shaped sectional from Pottery Barn, and it's a rich chocolate brown. We're gonna put those two. The sectional goes to like about here, and then it'll go all the way there along that wall. And then we'll put those two chairs here. And then we're getting rid of this circle table, and then we're gonna get like a rectangular coffee table. And I just think, let me back it up, the feng shui of the room is gonna be so much better. And I don't know, it's just really hard with an angled fireplace. I'm like out of breath. Legit out of breath from talking to you guys and walking you guys through that. But anyways, it's tricky with an angled fireplace. I think the only way to get the most out of this space, although we could put a smaller couch here, I actually just think an L couch is the only way that it's gonna work. So we're not working with that much room here. If it was an angled fireplace with a massive room, you could create like, put two chairs in front of the fireplace and then have another area where there's like a couch and a love seat, and it's like we don't have that much space to work with. So we have to optimize our space. And I think that's kind of what it is what we decided on, because we just bought the couch from Pottery Barn, but it doesn't get delivered until between December 18th and January 8th. So we have to wait a little bit. I'm really hoping it comes before Christmas so we can, because we're doing Christmas Day here with my family and I really want it to come for them. So I'm manifesting that. But anyways, we love this space. Like, these are the vibes, okay? And usually Nash is on his way home from work now, but he's not coming home tonight. So it's just me and Gemma. And yeah, I just power washed this whole first floor. I did like a rapid mini deep clean. I try to do one every day just on the first floor. This is we spend the most time here and it gets dirty quickly. The upstairs doesn't get that dirty that quickly because we don't spend that much time up there. Woo! Anyways, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's good. There's some tea this season, you know? It's such a crazy show. It gives the same energy as like Secret Life of an American Teenager. Was that the one where the girl got pregnant in Gemma, don't eat the Christmas tree. Got pregnant in high school. Was that what it was? I don't know. It gives the same hello. Oh my god. It gives the same energy as that, but it's like reality TV. That was probably a really bad comparison. Okay, I know Joe just took the best shower ever. Like, it was just such a good shower and my hair feels so clean. I've got lightning strips in. Oh, I'm having a time without my nan. Like, this is girlhood, you know? Like, we need to hang out by ourselves. It's really important that we still hang out by ourselves and become a little whimsy. You know what I mean? Like, just add some woo-woo and whimsy to your life. Make small things like a shower an experience, you know? That's what's fun about life. I don't know. Especially in today's day and age, we just need to have little moments to ourselves where we just have a silly little life. This is really super niche, and maybe you will judge me after I show you this, but on Spotify, there's these videos that come up on my For You page, and it's body cam videos of like predator arrests, like child predators, and like it basically shows body cam footage of them getting arrested and everything. And that's what I like to watch in my free time. I don't know. What about you? What do you do? I don't love myself enough to blow out my hair. Not tonight, but you know what? We showered and we washed our hair and we got some white strips in. Like, that's enough self-care. I just do not feel like blow drying. It sounds like a mountain that I don't want to climb right now. And while we're at it, here are the vibes of the bedroom, also including vibes out there. You've got to create vibes in your bedroom. Low lamps, lights. I have a lamp, as you saw, in my bathroom. One here. Over there, we've got a little Christmas tree and a light that says Merry. I've got there's my gorgeous vanity. Isn't she so pretty? Gertrude, Gertie girl. I got this from Target, and I told the story on my TikTok, but basically, also if I have a lisp, it's because I have the white strips in. But anyways, I always go pee in the middle of the night, and it's so dark in here at night that it's always a battle. It's like a whole journey. Even though I'm closer to the bathroom and the toilet, it's a journey to get there. I'm like feeling shit out. I'm stubbing my toe. I'm always running into stuff. Like, it just is, it just is a hassle. So, hi baby. I decided last night that I was gonna take this with me. So I put it next to my bed, and then for my nighttime tinkle, I jumped out of bed, middle of the night, I'm laying here, I'm sleeping, whatever. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom. I turned this on and I walked to the bathroom with this. Mind you, it's pitch black in here. And it really felt so whimsical and fun. I did it more for a legitimate reason where I'm like, oh, I'll just use this as a flashlight, but it turned into one of the best moments of my life. It was like a whole experience. And I was like, it's giving 1800s, and I love that. You know, you got to add a little whimsy. This is another way you can add whimsy and woo-woo. Or if you want to do like a single brass little handheld, like, you know what I mean? Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, in Bridgerton, Pride and Prejudice, like we need to add some of that into our life. I probably sound crazy, but I'm not kidding. This helps. It's all about like helping your mental health. You know what I mean? We're having a little chicken fried rice from Whole Foods. And I'm very, very excited to eat this. Like, girl dinner. Okay, girls, this is the vibes. These are the vibes that are currently going on. Hi, baby, you're on the remote. We've got our dinner. We've got our Theragun I use it on my muscles at night, especially in my traps on like a very low setting. Oh my God, feels amazing. Hi. And then full crispy water bottle. The mood is set, the vibe is set, and I've also got Mom Talk queued up. But thank you girls for joining me for this vlog today. It was so fun. Girls' day. Now I get to snuggle with my puppy, watch some TV. Then I'm gonna go into bed and read my book. I'm currently reading Madam, which is the third or fourth book in the Salacious Players Club. If you like spicy books, you have to read this series. It's so fucking good. The first book is Praise. It's by Sarah Kate. Oh Lord, it is so perfectly spicy. It's taboo. We've got forbidden, taboo things that I feel like it's written about in a really great way. So I'm currently on Madam, and I'm loving it. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm gonna hop into bed and read that. We go no phone, no social media, at least an hour before we go to sleep to help calm our mind down. And it helps a lot. You'll get a better sleep when you do that. Okay, anyways, we love you guys. And thank you for hanging. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.